So today we're going to talk about sales tax tips and markup. Pretty much they all mean the same thing. It's causing whatever your object is, whatever the thing is you're buying, whether that thing is groceries, you're going out to dinner, you are trying to buy a car, it's causing your price to go up. So everything will be bigger and our answer should all be larger than the original amounts in our questions that we start with. So let's go ahead and describe what that means. Sales tax and total cost. Sales tax is an additional amount of money. Remember, additional means we're going to add. I already said that, but we can underline that. Additional means to add. Charged to items that people buy. The total cost is total cost of an item is the regular price plus the sales tax. Again, there's that magical word of plus, or another indication that we're going to be adding. She wants to buy exercise equipment that costs $140 and the sales tax is $575. What is the additional cost of the equipment? Okay, there's two different methods to approach this problem. I think method 2 is easier because it takes less steps, and that's probably what I will continue working on. But if you need to do the double steps, by all means do it and continue to approach the problem as such. They're not different. They get you the same answer. It's not wrong. It's just different. Okay. So I'm going to first turn in that 5.75% into a decimal, which we do by moving 2 to the left. Since it's already a percentage, it goes to the left. When I'm going the opposite, it goes to the right. So that gives me there we go, 0.575. And yes, I include all the numbers. If it gives me a long percentage, I continue to use every single number. I don't just round. Rounding will cause me to actually pay more in the end, and that's not what I want. And I'm going to take that number and I'm going to multiply it with the 140, like what we learned about when we were trying to find the percentage of any number. We did that in lesson 4. And when I go ahead and do that, it gives me $8.05. So 5.75% of my 140 is $8.05. What that means is that's my sales tax price. So I'm going to take that 140, which is the cost of my exercise equipment, plus the $8.05, and I get $148.05. Fix that. So that's method 1. Nothing wrong with it. Always works, tried and true. Mrs. Ampinell uses that method. There's nothing wrong with it. This is the method I prefer, which is the second way. What you do is you add the percent of tax to 100%. So 100% of your bill is the item itself. So if I was going to go buy this can of Canada Dry Ginger Ale, I can't remember the brand, that would be 100% of the pop. But when I go to check it out and ring it up, I have to get a sales tax on top of it, which means I'm paying more than just the can of the pop. That's the whole part of sales tax. It's great. So that's an additional percentage on top of that 100%. So I'm going to take that percentage, which we said was 5.75, and I'm going to add that to 100. So that's going to be 105. I cannot remember today. And that's the percent I'm going to multiply with. This allows us to include the price of the can originally, less the sales tax without having to do that addition. And then in the end, all I have to do is take that percentage as a decimal, so 1.0575, multiply it with the price, which is 140. I'm going to grab my handy dandy calculator because I like to prove you not just what I am saying is correct, but I want to show you. And apparently I look really funny looking that close to the computer screen. Oops, 1.0575 times 40. And once you know it, we get the exact same price. The only difference there is I didn't end up doing the addition. I technically did the addition to start with. Most of the time what I do is I do the addition in my head because it's typically not that large of an addition to do. Yeah, the addition at the end is not hard, but I can take 100 plus 575 like there's nothing tomorrow. Like I can do that right there. It's just 100, whatever, you know, with that. So, okay, let's do another one. What is the total cost of the sweatshirt if the regular price is $42 and the sales tax is 5.5%? Remember, 5.5 is just 5.5, so that means I'm paying 105.5% of my sweatshirt. So 42 times 1.055, because I have to change from the percent to a decimal. And when I do that, that gives me $44.31. You must really like that sweatshirt. All right, tips and gratuity and markup. Tips or gratuity, I can never say that word right, I'm gonna give up, is a small amount of money you leave for service. So pretty much you will tip someone if you are out to eat, if you are, someone's doing something extra for them and you really just want to thank them. It's just saying, hey, thanks for being awesome. So that's what a tip is. I think you all have seen that when you go out with your parents. But again, some of you may not have paid attention. Now you know. A store sells items has to pay for the items that they get. So Walmart doesn't just magically get these fancy dancy calculators. They have to pay in order to have them in the store. They have to actually pay the seller to get them in the store. And then what they do is called a markup, which means that they increase the price so that they can make a profit on what they're trying to sell to you. So they're not the ones, so technically Walmart is paying money all the time because they're paying for the products to come in and then not jacking up the prices, but increasing them enough so that they still make a profit on it. Now, I know for bigger stores such as Walmart, they don't jack up the prices on certain things because A, that'll make the customers very angry, and B, since they have such a large amount of different styles of things that they're selling, some things they can sell at market cost, which means the price that they got the object for. Calculators probably have a markup. Milk, I think that might be at market cost. I'm not exactly for sure. Don't quote me on that. I know certain things they sell at cost, other things they don't. Some things they can sell below cost because it brings you in. I think they sell a couple of the food products they sell below cost, but I don't remember what it is. So yeah. A customer wants to tip 15% on a restaurant bill that is $35. What will the total tip be? So again, you're still going to add that money on top of what you're already paying. So it's just like what we did in the last two examples. I'm going to add that 15% on with my 100%, which would be 115, so 1.15 as a decimal. As a decimal. And then I'm going to take that with the bill price, which is $35. And that gives me $40.25. Which, if I remember right, I think now the tipping, if you go out to eat, you want to try and tip at least 18. I don't know, remember that one for sure off the top of my head. I always try and tip at least 20 because that's how my cousin and I made our way through college. So yeah, besides the point. Moving forward. A haircut costs $20. Sales tax is 4.75%. Is $25 sufficient enough to cover the haircut with the tax and a 13% tip? Okay, this can be done a couple different ways. So first you have to put on, oh, how do I want to approach this? You could go ahead and add the percentages together and then add that with 100%. Or you could find the sales tax and then add it. Doesn't really matter which way you add it. At some point, you're going to add them. What I like to do, because again, I try and do things the easiest way, is I'll add the percentages together, which would give me 1975. And then that would be 119.75, so 1.1975. And I'm going to take that number, because that's that decimal as a percentage, times 20. And I didn't write the right number down in my notes because I'm a terrible human being. Hee And I come up with $23.95. So would 25 bucks be sufficient? Yes. $25 would cover the cost of the cut with and the tell English teachers I know how to use an Oxford comma. Woo! Oh, I'm bleeding. So yeah, $25 would cover the cost of the haircut, the tip, and the sales tax. All right, I want you to try these two. I'm going to move this up. Ooh, nope, okay. I'm going to move this up slightly so you can read them. So pause the video, work on B and C. Give me your answers. B, I get $18. And C, I get $52.92. All right, number 4. A store pays $56 for a GPS navigation system. The markup is 25%. Find the selling price. Again, we're just causing the price to continue to go up. They want to make a 25% profit. What is the store going to say to you, the customer? Hey, this GPS system is blah, 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 blah price. So again, you take that $56 and you're trying to find 125%. So 1.25. And when you multiply that together, you get $70. So they're going to sell you the GPS for $70 while making a $14 profit. Woo! All right, last one. Do this one on your own. How much does my portable basketball backboard cost? Should cost you $210. All right, guys, I'll see you later.